Hello, I'm Coach Pasmore. I'll be teaching the lesson on free weight bench press. My volunteer today is my brother Nick. Say hi, Nick.
Hello.
Nick, do I have permission to video you and also submit this video for my class?
Yes, you do.
Okay, cool. Okay, so first, there's going to be 4 phases of the free weight bench press. There's the preparation phase, there's the downward phase, there's the upward phase, and then there's the rack phase. So before I begin, you always want to check before students go in the weight room to see if they are wearing the correct apparel. So Nick is wearing athletic shoes or closed-in shoes, which is good. He's wearing similar to a PE uniform. So once I see that, then we're all ready to go. So Nick, let's get started on the bench. So first I'm going to go over the preparation phase. So Nick, I'm going to have you lay down like you're getting ready for a bench. So first, the lifter, which Nick is the lifter, and I'm going to be the spotter in this case. Nick has to be in an overhand grip position. So Nick, if you can set your hands up like you're doing a bench. Yep, if we can get a little wider over here, that would be great. This is where the spotter can also be helpful to help the lifter put their hands in the right place. Usually, a nice trick I like to use, usually some of the barbells that I use have lines, and that usually guides me where my hand placement is. So making sure that we have that wide grip, that wide overhand grip. So as you see, his grip is like this and not underhand. So now Nick is set with his grip. Next, we got to make sure that he has the 5 points of contact. So Nick has his head on the bench, that's 1. Then his shoulders, so 1, 2 shoulders, so that's 3. And then the buttocks, which adds up to 5. And also, we have to check if his feet are flat on the floor. So Nick, make sure that your feet are flat on the floor. Okay, so Nick is now ready to go. Now, before the lifter performs the free weight bench press, okay, you have to make sure that the spotter is ready to go and the spotter is ready to react. So the spotter needs to make sure they have the alternated hand grip, which is one hand's overhand and one hand is underhand. And the spotter needs to be hip width away from the head of the bench. So a little this way, about 2 to 6 inches away from the head. Okay, so as soon as we're ready, the lifter needs to give the command OK to let the spotter know that they're about to assist the lifter during the bench. So I want to use my alternated grip and put it in and put my hands inside. Okay, we don't want to put it out here. We want to keep it inside. Okay, so as soon as the lifter says OK, then I can smoothly lift the bar up and assist the lifter. Okay. So do that. Okay, leave it there for the purpose of this video. Nick's going to just leave it here. So we have to make sure that, so as soon as the spotter helps lift off the bar, make sure it's a release, smooth grip off. Make sure that the spotter, their elbows are fully extended and are locked. Okay, and the barbell is directly under their chest. So that's what we want to see for the preparation phase. Nick, you can wrap that up. Now we are going to move on to the downward phase. Okay? So I'm gonna have a lift off for Nick. So Nick's gonna say okay for me. Okay. Gonna lift it off, and now Nick's gonna complete the downward motion. Nick, if you can bring the barbell down to your chest, and then hold it there. Okay. So for the downward motion, we have to make sure that the wrists are still above the elbows and they're not internally or externally rotated. We have to make sure that Nick slowly and controls the bar all the way to his chest. As you see, Nick, if you can lift the barbell again, and then slowly bring it down. Okay. You see he has a nice, slow, and controlled tempo. And one concern that some people do when benching is they like to bounce the barbell off their chest and then go upwards. We don't want to do that. We have to make sure that the lifter needs to place the barbell on their chest and pause it briefly, and have to make sure that the barbell are near their nipples, which Nick is showing. Nick, you can bring the barbell back up. Okay, once again, Nick, can you emphasize you inhaling when you bring the barbell down too? So Nick's going to bring the barbell down. So as you see, Nick took a nice deep breath in, right? And Nick, again, slowly controlled the barbell and placed the barbell nicely on his chest. Nick, let's go ahead and rack it up. Good. Okay, so we went over the preparation phase, and we went over the downward movement phase. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our upward movement phase. So again, Nick's going to give me that okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Nick's going to bring the barbell downwards. Okay, so now the lifter is ready for the upward movement phase. So we have to make sure that the lifter is fully extending their elbows, okay? So Nick, go ahead and fully extend the elbows. Good. And Nick, can you do that one more time and emphasize you exhaling out, okay? So Nick is inhaling downwards, then exhaling upwards. Good. And during this time, the spotter, again, like the downward phase and now the upward phase, they need to make sure they are assisting the lifter to make sure they need any help, okay? And they're helping guiding the barbell with their hands and making sure, okay? So Nick, if you can bring the barbell down, okay, and then bring it upwards. So the spotter needs to make sure that they're helping guiding the barbell and make sure to have their hands ready, okay? And also, Nick, if you can perform the upward movement one more time. So Nick's going downwards, then upwards. We're also making sure that the elbows are fully extended. If one elbow's uneven, Nick, can you make this elbow a little uneven? Okay, this is when the spotter is helpful to come in and just lightly help fix that and make it even. Nick, you can go ahead and rack it. So we went over the preparation phase, the downward phase, and the upward phase. Lastly, we have the rack phase, okay? So this is when, so Nick, I'm gonna give you a lift off, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Help him. So he's going to go downwards, then he's going to go upwards. Good. So now we're at the rack position. We have to make sure, again, that his elbows are fully locked, okay? And now Nick's job as the lifter, he needs to directly level the barbell with the spotters and go ahead and place that. Okay, and this is when the spotter comes in handy in guiding the barbell. All right, nice grasp on the barbell, and then bring it to the spotters. Okay, this is when the spotter needs to say okay when the barbell is completely racked. Okay, because the lifter might think that they racked it, but maybe it's not racked all the way. So it's the spotter's job to make sure that they say okay when it's fully racked. Okay, so now we went over the preparation phase, the downward movement phase, the upward movement phase, and the rack phase. So now we're going to put it all together, what the lifter and the spotter should do. Okay, so during this, okay, again, the lifter needs to say okay for the first repetition and let the spotter know, okay, the lifter is about to ready. It is getting ready to lift, okay? And then for the last repetition, the lifter needs to let the spotter know, okay, to let the spotter know, okay, they're about to rack this after this last rep. And then the spotter says, okay, again, during the racked phase when the lifter puts the barbell back on the spotters. So Nick, I'm gonna have you perform 5 reps, okay? So we're gonna bring it all together now.
Okay.
Okay. Bring the barbell off. So during this time, I'm getting ready, I'm guiding the barbell. I'm not touching the barbell yet, I'm just getting ready to assist, okay? Always make sure you're assisting.
Okay.
Okay, so I slightly grasp the barbell, okay, and I'm helping the lifter, okay, I'm assisting the lifter to put it in that rack motion. And now I'm going to say, okay, so Nick can sit up straight and be, and he knows that the barbell is secured on the racks. So Nick is now done. So Nick, you can go ahead, act like that you're done, okay? And that concludes my lesson of how to do the free weight bench press.